Welcome to Soul Knowledge. I'm your host, Rocky K of Tune Into Wellness. We are souls having a human experience, and this podcast is where we remember that. Your soul has lived lifetimes. It has a history, a purpose, and a wisdom that goes deeper than anything your mind can analyze. My work through Reiki, hypnotherapy, past life regression, subconscious healing, and intuitive transformation is to help you not just learn about your soul, but to actually know it. Here I'll be sharing real stories from real sessions, lessons from the unseen, and truth-telling about what healing really looks like. The messy, mystical, holy, human, sometimes hilarious, often uncomfortable, absolutely life-changing parts of it all. And I'll warn you now, if you don't like the honest language or the occasional well-placed F-bomb, this is not the podcast for you. Because sometimes the most spiritual thing you can say is, fuck this, I'm done repeating this pattern. So let's take a breath. Tune in. Let go of what you think you know. And let's drop into the wisdom your soul's been trying to give you all along. Welcome home. Welcome to Soul Knowledge. Hello, and welcome back to the Soul Knowledge Podcast. I am Rocky K with Tune Into Wellness, and today I want to take you into something that came very organically from a conversation I had during my monthly call with my Soul Garden sisters. On our call, we were working with something I recently learned in my quantum time technique training through NLP, and we were placing a goal in a timeline. So essentially choosing something you desire, something you're moving toward, and allowing your mind and body to begin relating to the future point in time differently. And during that conversation, I told the girls something that just naturally came out of me. I said, you can absolutely keep that date that came up if that feels right to you. But if it feels aligned, and if your body says yes, you can also quantum leap. We can place these things in a timeline, and it can give us a date, and we can make that decision that we want it sooner or we want to embody that now. And so we can choose to quantum leap. And so one of the women asked me, what exactly does that mean to quantum leap? And I realized this is a conversation so many people need. Because when we talk about quantum leaping, what we're really talking about is not forcing life, not pretending, not bypassing reality. We're talking about beginning to embody the version of you who already knows how to hold what you say you want. So the version of you already trusts herself there. The version of you who already moves differently, breathes differently, receives differently. Because often what delays us is not that life is withholding something. It is that some part of us is still learning how to feel safe with it. So a quantum leap is less about making something magically appear overnight and more about collapsing the emotional distance between who you are now and who you are becoming. It is allowing your nervous system, your body, your energy, and your subconscious to begin recognizing this belongs to me. And that version of me is not separate. She is available. And when we do that, sometimes timelines soften. Sometimes things move quicker. Sometimes clarity comes faster. Sometimes opportunities open because you are no longer standing in the same way inside yourself. So for today's meditation, I want you to have something gently in your mind, a goal, a desire, something you're calling in, something you are growing towards. It does not have to be huge. It just needs to matter to you. And I'm going to help you, guide you to tune into your body, tune into your soul. And we are going to walk through your garden because you know I love using a garden. We'll begin in one version of the garden and then move through a gate and allow time to shift so you can experience what happens when what is still growing becomes fuller rooted and more alive. And after you do this meditation, I highly encourage you to grab your journal, Write down what came up, what you saw, what you felt, what surprised you, and what your future self may have shown you. And if something meaningful comes through, if you have an insight, a symbol, a message, something powerful, I would genuinely love to hear it. So send me a message on Instagram and tell me what came up for you. And before we begin, please do not do this while driving, walking around distracted, or doing anything that requires your full attention. Get yourself somewhere comfortable, somewhere quiet. Get real nice and cozy. Let your body settle. Maybe grab a blanket. Have your journal nearby, whatever you need. And when you're ready, let's begin. So let's go ahead and just get ourselves nice and comfortable in a relaxed position, closing your eyes and just starting to focus in on that breathing. Feeling that air going in and out of your nose. Allowing each breath to relax you more and more, helping you to feel peaceful and calm. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in and gently let it go. Again, breathe in deeply and exhale softly. Allow your shoulders to soften, your jaw to relax. Unclench your hands and let your body just settle into your seats. Nothing needs to be forced here. Nothing needs to be figured out right now. Just breathe and trust. Allowing that body just to drift deeper and deeper into that nice, relaxed state. Your muscles soften even more. Each breath relaxes you. Breathing in peace, exhaling stress, tension, worries, anything that no longer serves you. Now, gently, I want you to begin to tune in. Tune in to your body. Notice what your body's holding today. Where is their effort? Where is their gripping? Where have you been carrying pressure? Trying to make things happen. Wondering when something will finally bloom. Just notice. No judgment. Your body has all the answers. Your soul already understands what your mind keeps trying to solve. Take another big, deep breath in and imagine yourself standing in a garden. A garden that belongs to you. Notice what it looks like. Perhaps there are blossoms beginning to open. Some plants are growing beautifully. Some spaces are still bare. Some areas are tender, still developing, still becoming. This garden reflects where you are right now. The parts of you already blooming, The parts still asking for patience. The parts still learning how to trust timing. Walk slowly through this garden. Notice what catches your attention. What feels alive? What still feels fragile? What has grown more than you realized? Trust what comes to your mind, heart, and soul. And as you continue walking, ahead of you appears a gate, a beautiful garden gate, maybe covered in vines, maybe touched by a soft light, maybe old and sacred, as though it has always been here waiting for you. Pause in front of it. Feel your body here. Because this gate is more than a gate. It is a threshold, a crossing point between the version of you who has been learning and the version of you who has fully allowed life to deepen, root, and expand. Place your hand on the gate. Take a breath and know this. You are not leaving yourself behind. You are simply allowing time to move, allowing your soul to show you what becomes possible when you trust your own becoming. And now, slowly open the gate and step through. As you move through the gate, feel time shift, almost as if life begins gently fast-forwarding, seasons changing, light moving, growth happening, roots going deeper and deeper. What was once tender becoming stronger. What once needed protection becoming established. And now as you step fully forward, you notice how time has moved fast, and maybe it speeds and fast forwards by. You see day to night, night to day, as it's flashing around you. And as you step fully into the garden before you, this is the same garden, but matured, fuller, more rooted, more alive. The blossoms are larger now. The plants stronger. The colors are richer. What was once only beginning has expanded. What once felt uncertain has taken form. Walk through this garden slowly. Notice how different it feels. What has grown here? What now stands tall that once felt small? What beauty exists here that was once only hope? And somewhere within this mature garden, you see her, the future version of you, the woman who stayed with herself long enough to bloom, The woman who learned how to receive more. The woman who no longer doubts every step forward. Notice her. How does she stand in this garden? How does she breathe? How does peace live in her body now? What does she know that you are still learning? Take your time. Feel her presence. And now ask her, what helped me grow into this? Listen. Trust whatever comes. Maybe she tells you stopped rushing what needed roots. Maybe she says you learn that receiving is part of growth too. Maybe she reminds you not everything blooms at once, but everything was becoming. Now let her step toward you. Closer. And as she reaches you, feel her energy enter your body. Her steadiness in your spine. Her openness in your heart. Her trust settling into your breath. Your body learning, I can hold more. I can receive more. I can grow without fear. I can trust what is unfolding. What is one thing that I can do today as the woman who knows her garden is growing? One choice, one action, one way of trusting what is already becoming. Breathe that in. Notice that you become one. You are her. You have all of her capabilities, understandings, confidence in the outcome because it has already happened. Tune into her energy. Notice what comes up. Ask questions and trust what you hear, feel, see, or simply know as the answers. Take a moment and have that conversation with that future self. Collecting her thoughts, her feelings, her actions, her knowings. As you wrap up your conversation, begin to drift back into your present garden, drifting back into the room and into your body. Remember that the gate remains within you. The garden remains within you, and every time you tune in, you can return here. You can return to her. Just breathe and trust. Allow things to happen for you. Be the light. Seeing yourself return to your original garden. Coming all the way back in time. And as you become more aware of your body, you have that knowing that something inside of you has already shifted. There is a part of her within you that's already accomplished, has already done the things. That future is yours because it's already happened. Drifting back into your bodies. Maybe you start by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Maybe you rock the head side to side. And when you open your eyes, you can pick up your journal and write down any downloads you got and allow anything additional that pops into your head to be written down. Seeing that future, bringing it closer, speeding that time ahead. Now that you know who she is in the future, you can embody her today, making those choices, taking those actionable steps. Take your time and write. Thank you for tuning in and for doing this work, not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you. If this episode stirred something in you, trust that. Share it, leave a review, send it to someone whose soul needs it. Your voice and your ripple matter. And if you're ready to go deeper, to explore your past lives, heal your patterns, reconnect to your soul, or work with me one-on-one, head over to tuneintowellness.com or connect with me on Instagram. Until next time, trust what you feel, honor what you know, and remember, your soul already has the answers. Be bold, be light, be you. I'll see you next time on Soul Knowledge.